Karen Carpenter was a shining star of the 1970s music scene, known for her incredible voice and undeniable talent as one half of the iconic duo, the Carpenters. With hit songs like Close to You, Rainy Days and Mondays, and We've Only Just Begun, Karen's voice became a defining sound of the era. However, behind the scenes, Karen was struggling with a hidden battle that would ultimately lead to her untimely death at the age of just 32. Her tragic story sheds light on the harsh realities of the music industry, the devastating impact of eating disorders, and the lasting legacy of one of music's greatest talents. Karen Ann Carpenter was born on March 2, 1950, at Grace New Haven Hospital in New Haven, Connecticut. Her parents, Agnes Ruhr and Harold Bertram Carpenter, welcomed their second child into the world. 3 years prior, her older brother Richard had been born, but it was Karen who would eventually develop a love for music. In 1963, the Carpenter family moved to Downey, California, where Karen's interest in music began to flourish. Despite Richard's early talent as a piano prodigy, Karen had her passions. At the young age of 4, she began taking tap dancing and ballet classes and later enjoyed playing softball in the street. In high school, Karen found a unique way to avoid gym class, joining the band. As she explained in an interview with People magazine, "I couldn't stand track at 8 a.m. or a cold pool, so they put me in the band and gave me a glockenspiel." In 1965, Karen Carpenter, her older brother Richard, and Richard's college friend Wes Jacobs formed the Dick Carpenter Trio. The trio spent hours rehearsing and playing jazz in nightclubs. Richard was particularly impressed with his sister's talent on the drums, noting that she played with incredible speed and precision. However, Karen did not sing at this point, and instead the trio invited singer Margaret Shanner to guest on some numbers. The trio signed a contract with Radio Corporation of America Records and recorded 2 instrumental tracks, but unfortunately they were not released. Undeterred, they continued to work hard, practicing daily and honing their skills. In April 1966, the trio was invited to audition at a session with renowned bassist Joe Osborne, a member of the famed studio musician collective, The Wrecking Crew. Initially expected to only play drums, Karen surprised everyone at the audition by singing and showcasing her distinctive voice. Impressed, Osborne signed Karen to a recording contract for his label, Magic Lamp Records. Interestingly, Osborne was not particularly interested in Richard's involvement in the project. In 1967, Wes Jacobs left the Dick Carpenter Trio to attend the prestigious Juilliard School, leaving Karen and Richard Carpenter eager to explore new musical styles. Together with Gary Sims and John Bettis, among others, the siblings formed a new group called Spectrum. This new project focused on harmonious vocal sound, and the group recorded many demo tapes in Joe Osborne's garage studio. However, Spectrum's sound was vastly different from the popular hard rock and psychedelic rock genres of the time. They had to figure out how to overdub voices on multi-track tape to achieve their desired sound. Despite the challenges, the group persevered and continued to hone their craft. In 1968, the Dick Carpenter Trio appeared on the television talent show Your All-American College Show. During their performance of Dancing in the Street, Karen not only played the drums, but also sang lead vocals. Their talent was undeniable, and the trio won the finals that year. Karen and her brother were eager to make their mark in the music industry. Their first album, Offering, was released in 1969, but it failed to make a significant impact on the charts. However, the duo quickly rebounded and achieved success with their next release, Close to You, in 1970. Their title track, written by Burt Bacharach, quickly rose to the top of the charts and became their first #1 hit. They also won a Grammy Award for Best Contemporary Vocal Performance by a Duo, Group, or Chorus. Despite facing criticism from some critics who dismissed their music as too sentimental and conventional, the Carpenters amassed a large and dedicated fan base. Their gentle rock sound and meticulously crafted pop songs resonated with audiences, with Karen's beautiful vocals serving as a vital element of their appeal. Karen Carpenter and her brother Richard's music had won over many fans, including President Richard Nixon, who had invited them to perform at the White House in 1973. The same year, the Carpenters scored hits with songs such as Sing and Top of the World, but the pressures of extensive touring began to take a toll on Karen. By 1975, Karen's health had deteriorated significantly. She had lost a significant amount of weight and was experiencing extreme exhaustion. She was hospitalized for a time and was so unwell that she had to cancel the Carpenters' European tour. Karen spent weeks recovering at her parents' home, but her struggle with an eating disorder would continue for the rest of her life. Karen Carpenter's drumming skills were showcased during the Carpenters' 1976 concert tour and beyond. She would move around the stage playing different configurations of drums. Her studio performances were also noteworthy, as her close mic-in technique captured the nuances of her voice. Although she had a 3-octave range, her lower contralto singing was often featured in the duo's hit songs. The Carpenters continued making music, scoring hits such as I Need to Be in Love in 1976. However, by the end of the decade, they were no longer dominating the pop charts. Despite this setback, Karen's personal life appeared to be on the upswing. Throughout her career, she dated several notable men, including Mike Curb, Tony Danza, Terry Ellis, Mark Harmon, Steve Martin, and Alan Osmond. After a brief romance, Karen married real estate developer Thomas James Burris on August 31, 1980, in the Crystal Room of the Beverly Hills Hotel. Sadly, their marriage was short-lived, as Karen continued to struggle with her eating disorder and Thomas faced business problems. In 1981, the Carpenters scored their last appearance on Billboard's Top 40 with Touch Me When We're Dancing, which was also a #1 hit on the adult contemporary chart. Around this time, Karen finally sought treatment for her eating disorder and moved to New York, where she spent nearly a year getting care. Karen's health improved, and she returned to California in better shape. In late 1981, Carpenter began using thyroid medication, which she obtained under the name Karen Burris, to increase her metabolism. She combined the medication with increased consumption of laxatives, taking up to 80 to 90 tablets a night. This caused food to move quickly through her digestive tract. By September 1982, Carpenter's condition had worsened, and she was admitted to Lenox Hill Hospital in New York. The doctors put her on intravenous parenteral nutrition, which helped her gain some weight in a relatively short amount of time. However, the sudden weight gain put a strain on her already weak heart, which had been affected by years of anorexic behaviors. Despite this, Carpenter was able to maintain a relatively stable weight for the rest of her life. Karen Carpenter had struggled with anorexia for many years. Despite seeking treatment, her battle with the eating disorder continued to take a toll on her health. On the morning of February 4, 1983, Karen collapsed at her family's home in Downey, California. An ambulance rushed her to a local hospital, but despite the efforts of medical staff, Karen could not be revived. She passed away at the age of 32 due to heart failure, likely caused by her long-term battle with anorexia. The news of Karen's death sent shockwaves through the music industry and her fans around the world. She had left an indelible mark on the music scene, known for her beautiful voice and her talents as a drummer and pianist. Her passing was a great loss to the world of music, and her legacy lives on through her timeless recordings and the impact she had on generations of musicians who followed in her footsteps. Goodbye and rest in peace, Karen Carpenter.